Hi, I'm Antia. I coordinate the COOMA WaterWatch program. So just a few photos really to show you the year in review. So thank you to all of our great volunteers. There's some platypus volunteers. And next slide, please. And some of our community volunteers helping with bug surveys, but also doing the water quality. Next slide, please. One of the projects that we've been doing is a really great partnership between WaterWatch and Landcare. So we've got an annual creek cleanup, but now we're actually starting to revegetate sections of the creek in town, which has been a bit of a major shift. So we're revegetating there, the site along the platypus survey site as well. Next slide, please. And then one of the things that we did last year, which was really successful, was a field day on roads and tracks. So that's building on the great resource that we've built with Rivers of Carbon around track management for landholders. So that were just a couple of highlights. Next slide. Oh, and then one of the other things that we do is we support New South Wales fisheries, national parks and wildlife and local land services to monitor stocky galaxias. They've been established at a refuge site at the UMCN Burrows. So every spring and autumn, our WaterWatch volunteers go out to monitor the bug populations to see how that's varying in the stocky galaxis habitat. Next slide. I also facilitate the Upper Murrumbidgee demonstration reach. So just a few highlights from the year. We won a Banksy Award late last year at the New South Wales level. That's a deep fake photo of me in a skirt, by the way. Just want to point that out. So that was pretty great to win that. And I think that award belongs to everybody working on the river. And I think that's what was recognised there. Next one, please. We've been doing some management planning, which is looking at all the threats, but over the last years we've been getting a lot of money to do invasive weed control. So we've really been focusing on this 40-kilometre stretch between Bredbo and Canberra, and we've the ACT border, we've cleaned all of that. And here's just one of the big weeds taken off is box elder, and just put this up to highlight to you, this was native veg prior, and like all of these box elders are growing up. That's the seeding one, and then this is the level of recruits that are happening in the understory. So we're really hoping to gain funding. We had Healthy Rivers funding from a federal grant, but we get Crown Land funding, and also supported by local land services reaching for a recovery program as well for our invasive woody weed control for the purpose of protecting native vegetation. Next slide, please, Andy. Another thing we've been focusing on is habitat work. So we're trying to increase Macquarie perch habitat downstream of the COOMA Gorge, which there's basically no wood in the river, so that's something we've done this year. Next slide, please. One of the things we're really proud is the Adventurous Volunteer Program, which has been going from strengths to strengths. That's our most recent training course, but we've been basically supporting our projects with weed mapping and habitat mapping, and then doing the follow-up in the most remote areas with the weed control. Next slide, please. We also got funding to do blackfish surveys and barrier assessments in the Upper Murrumbidgee. That's filling key knowledge gaps. And here's Linto, our most knowledgeable fish expert doing Macquarie perch survey. But he did our blackfish surveys below Tantangra Dam, which unfortunately they were absent, but that work hadn't been done since the 90s. Next. And then, we've just been doing some workshops and field trips. So thanks to Native Fish Recovery Strategy, we held a stream rehab workshop, which people attended to try and build capacity around stream rehab. We supported a Australian River Restoration Centre trip with MDBA and also at the Native Fish Forum. So, thank you.